Dean of Games, and tonight I've got a couple games that I picked up at the local board game store, which I think might be of interest. Neither one is, well, one is new, I take it back. One is 2017, very new, and the other one is, I think, 2013, or possibly even 2012, I'm not sure. But both are what I would consider to be filler games, meaning games that take 15, 20 minutes, half an hour maybe. Not games that are lengthy at all. Games that can be picked up quickly. I think the one game says 30 seconds or 30 minutes to learn and a lifetime to master or something. I think that's probably true. So, let me show you both. Tell you why I got them. And tell you why you might like them. The first one is called Tsoro, the Game of the Path. And I think this one is appropriate with the Chinese New Year. I believe there's a rooster on the board, is what I'm looking at, I think. So you've got this board, and you can play with up to 8 players. And I'll just show you what the board looks like briefly. It's really kind of classy, though, because you've got this, like onion skin type paper here over the rules, and I can always tell when a game is going to be easy to play when the rules look like this. That's it, folks. That's the rules. So when you've got rules like that, it's not going to be difficult to play, and it isn't. So we played a game tonight of it, just a one-on-one. And I think this is a rooster, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a rooster. Let's see. I think it goes like which way? This way, I think. Anyway, to give you an idea of the board, it's a big rooster, a big funky Chinese rooster. So that's the board, and you can start at any of these. You see these spots here, these white spots. You can start on any one of these white spots with your stone-like marker, and I'll show you those in a minute. And then you play these tiles, and the tiles determine where your card will go, basically. So I guess I could show you. I guess I can show you the tiles, what they look like, and show you the. Well, let me show you the stone markers first. I think they're kind of cooler. Give me one second here. So I got the markers here. The little stones, the little players, what are we going to call them? And they're kind of cool. You've got like 8 different colors. And here is the yellowish one. And you can probably tell there's a textured dragon on each one. Some show up better than others, but they're cool. So you place these markers on the board, and then each player gets 3 tiles to start. You can place these however you'd like, but they're going to correspond to one of the places you picked, and then you're going to take your little guy and run him along whatever that path is to the end of it, onto the board. The object of the game is to outlast your opponents. Whether you're playing 8 players or 2 players, all of you are going to be attempting to keep yourself alive by kind of going up to the outsides of the board, maybe, making a loop, whatever it takes to not go off the edge of the board. Because if your player goes off the edge of the board, you lose. You must play a tile every turn, even if that tile would take you off the edge. And that's pretty much the game. But it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of strategy to it. You'll find that both players, after a while, are kind of intersecting and things like that. So it's kind of cool. I can only imagine what it's like with 8. But anyway, Tsoro, really nice game. Simple directions. They couldn't be any simpler, I don't think. And we didn't play with 3 or 4, but there is a dragon tile if you play with 3 or 4. Which I think indicates whose turn it is to go first or something. We didn't play with that many, so we didn't care. We tried it out tonight. And a lot of times we'll try it out with 2. Aaron, my son, and I, one of my sons and I, are the board game players who try out the new games, and the other 2, Danny and Josh. Aaron's the 18-year-old along with Josh. They're twins, and then Danny's the 16-year-old, and then Ella, who played the other game I got tonight and loved it, she'll play some of the games. She could play this game. This game is for ages 8 plus. It takes 15 to 20 minutes per game. You can play 2 to 8 players, and from everything I've read and from what I just played, the game scales well, at least to 2, and it's supposed to scale well up to 8. So that's Sorrow. You can pick this up for around $20, and I think it's a good value for what it is. Yeah. So look for Sorrow. Good stuff. Now the other game, a little bigger, and I think a little more popular. I mean, it's certainly been popular lately. From a quality standpoint, it'd be hard to beat this one, I think. Really well done. And I'm not going to unbox the whole thing, but I played it tonight a couple times, and that is Santorini. You've probably seen it. It's a beautiful board, and you place 1, 2, 3, and possibly 4 levels onto it. Your idea is to get on top of that 3rd level. If you get on top of that without the dome, you win. You can also win if your opponent cannot move, which can't happen. You can play, usually it's a 2-player game, so you pick any 2 teams here. You can play 3, I'm told. The directions say so. But I think it's better as a 2-player game, in my opinion. You can also play as a 4-player game, where each of you controls one of the 2 pieces here. But I don't think that'll be as fun. I don't know. I haven't tried it. We only played the basic game, which means we just played it like a chess or checkers game. We did not use the godlike powers yet. And what the game recommends is that you try this on the basic level for a few games before you get used to it. And then once you get used to it, then you can go ahead and try the godlike powers. There are 10 powers that are the simpler powers. These are the powers that are easier to control. They may not be less powerful. They're just easier to figure out and easier to control. And then there's the other 20, so you get 30 total. And the other 20 are more complicated to use and maybe more powerful, I guess. It's good possible. But that's Santorini. My daughter loved it. Played with Aaron when he came home from skating, and he loved it. The pieces are gorgeous. The cards, the artwork is really nice on it. You learn it in 30 seconds, play it for life. It's a timeless game that is sure to hit the table again and again. I agree. It hit the table twice already tonight, and I just got it. So that's a good sign. And Sorrow hit this table once tonight, I just got it. So that's good. 2 games hit the table, and because they're easy to learn, quick to set up, and quick to play, they'll get a lot of play in my house. Versus something like Star Wars Rebellion, which has gotten 1 play, although we want to play it more. And Mansions of Madness, which I love, but only got 1 play. So I need to go back and revisit some of these. I have a bunch to play. And I'm going to be making my top, let me think here. What am I going to be able to do here? I'll be able to do 25 easily. Top 25 board games that I own. And believe me when I tell you, I have researched a lot in order to buy the games I've got. I tend to go with a lot of other reviewers' stuff. I want to put a plug out. A couple plugs, maybe. Fat Nasty Nerd Run-Throughs. A lot of fun on that channel. He does a great job. He sent me Seafall for free. He's a great guy. So head on over there and check out his channel. And then the Family Showdown. Rebecca, Hunter, and their 2 daughters. Adorable family. Hunter and Rebecca, great duo on screen. Hunter, a little more serious, both in his style and in his taste in games. And Rebecca, school teacher, a little more freewheeling. Certainly they're both very bright and both add a lot to the on-camera presence. So I'm really enjoying watching their channel. They banter with each other. I love Rebecca's kind of takes to the camera when Hunter's speaking. She's like, what? You know, she does a lot of things that are really interesting to watch. And they just have a great channel. And I really like their taste in board games. I told them before, if I lived closer, I absolutely would play some games with these guys. They look like they'd be a blast to play. And big Star Trek fan, big Star Trek Fleet Captains fan. I'd bring over Star Wars Rebellion and probably play that with those two and probably have a blast. Anyway, and Blood Rage. God, I like my Blood Rage. But Santorini and Sorrow, two good filler games, suitable for probably just about all ages. And they'll both get a lot of time at the table. So one last showing. That's Sorrow, the Game of the Path. I don't remember what that was called. And Santorini. 30 Seconds to Learn, a Lifetime to Master. Both games, a lot of fun, I can tell you, after having to own them for about 5 hours and playing them both. A lot of fun. That's it, guys, gals. Until the next time, Dean of Games. Take care.